Well, Iron Man is the hero that started the Marvel we recognize today, so I had to live up to that, and the build has to live up to that.
My name is Tristan Eaton, and I'm a Los Angeles-based painter and muralist. Intel, Marvel, and Square Enix have asked me to create a bunch of art to promote this amazing new Avengers video game. That art is going to be a direct inspiration for these PC modders who are going to be creating one-of-a-kind modded PCs inspired by my art. I'm excited to see how they run with it. Ethan, how's it going, man? Congratulations. You're going to be working on Iron Man.
Iron Man? Sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet.
And it's one of the best of all the Avengers, so...
Oh, he's one of the oldest, really, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Iron Man goes way back to the beginning of Marvel, so
yeah,
a lot of heritage. This is one version of one of the sketches for him.
I definitely try and incorporate your artwork and style into a build.
That is awesome.
I've always been a tinkerer. I've always liked pulling electronics apart and putting them back together, so I've always built like my own PCs. So I got into modding 2014 was my first build, I think, and I had this big, like real big, crappy Corsair case. I got sick of looking at it, so I made it look cool, and then a mate was like, hey, can you do my build? And it just kind of snowballed from there, and now it's literally my full-time job.
Now Iron Man's helmet on a plinth with Tristan's artwork surrounding the plinth.
Literally every part of Iron Man is iconic, whether it be his gauntlets, his helmet, his arc reactor. So his build, pretty easy to make recognizable from a scratch build perspective. So there's plenty of hype in that around Iron Man. So that build from a design element, well, it's easier, but then it's also harder because it's going to be under a lot more scrutiny because people know a bunch about Iron Man.
One of the most interesting parts of my job is I merge art and technology. So it's kind of cool having a company like Intel backing me and behind me so I can do all these crazy weird things. The helmet for Iron Man is going to be the hardest part. So I do plan on doing a full 3D model. So the motherboard will be inside the helmet. So the helmet's going to be, his visor is going to be rolled up on his forehead.
Because I'm also going to need to build internal brackets inside the helmet to hold the motherboard and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to have to do some airflow design to make sure that the computer runs cool without putting too many holes in the helmet and all that kind of stuff that takes away from the immersion of the build. So the rough idea on how the hardware is going to work is that the power supply, graphics card, and most of the fans will be in the plinth at the bottom. And then the entire water loop, so the radiator, the fan, the pump, the motherboard, and all that will be inside the helmet. So crammed in the helmet, we have the Z490 Mini ITX MSI motherboard with the 10900K running again, so the flagship CPU. It's pretty cool. It's one of those builds that, unless you're looking at it front on, it's kind of hard to tell it's a computer. And they're my favorite types of builds, because this could easily be like a piece of merch you see at like a mad fanboy's house. They're like, massive Iron Man fan. It's something that someone would put on their shelf. But then it's also a PC, which I think is pretty cool.